Hi everybody, it's Peter Schiff, and it is Tuesday, July 13th, 2010. I wanted to update everybody on the status of yesterday's phone banking. Unfortunately, the news isn't good for yesterday. We've lost a lot of the momentum that we picked up that one Saturday. We only had 99 callers making calls yesterday. And the 99 people that volunteered made a total of 1,942 calls, average about 20 calls per person. The winner was Robert Stahl in Alabama. He made 225 calls. Fantastic. Way to go, Robert. I really appreciate your efforts. Unfortunately, there aren't enough Robert Stahls in this country to help get me elected. I mean, that is the bottom line. I think that my main chance of getting elected rests with these phone calls. I personally think that these phone calls will do more to get me elected than anything else that I can do. The problem is not enough people are doing it. Look, all I'm asking is for 1,000 volunteers throughout the entire country, just a small fraction of the people who watch my YouTube videos or who are on my mailing list, to give me 1 hour a day. 1 hour a day is all I want for the next month. Is that too much to ask for the country? Is that too much to give for your country? We looked over, and the average person who's calling is making about a call a minute, which means in an hour you can make 60 calls. So let's say 50 calls. 1 hour a day of your time can make 50 calls. If 1,000 people spend 1 hour a day making 50 calls, that's 50,000 calls per day. I don't see how I can lose if we do that. So, it's in your hands. You can talk about a change in the country. You can talk about freedom. You can talk about the Constitution. You can talk about the movement to, retake Congress or reclaim America. People can talk all they want. But I am giving people a chance to actually do something. Actions speak a lot louder than words. Who doesn't have an hour? It costs nothing. You can't complain. Oh, on the donation front, I thought I was going to get a lot more money donated to this campaign than I actually did. But, I can accept the fact that people say, look, times are tough. I don't have the money. I don't have any extra money. I wish I had extra money. Well, the people who don't have extra money, they have to have extra time. What's an hour? Everybody spends an hour watching TV in the evening, surfing the internet, whatever. Don't do it. Give me an hour a day of your time and make these phone calls. 1 hour can easily make 50 phone calls. 1,000 people. That's it. It's a small number of people that can make a difference. If 1,000 people give me an hour a day and make 50 calls, I will win this primary. If we only have 100 people making 20 calls a day, it's probably not going to work. It's going to help. There's no question about it that it's going to help. And it's probably going to be pretty close. Making these calls is going to really help, and I might lose by a small margin. But if you want me to win, then you can't rely on your neighbor to do your work. Everybody's got to pitch in and do this. And if we all work together, we can do it. And any of you, again, who are like, well, I can't make phone calls, I'm too embarrassed, get over it. It's a phone. It's not going to bite you. The person on the other end doesn't even know who you are. It doesn't matter what they think. And you know what? As I said earlier, once you make these calls, once you make a few calls and you find that you're making a difference, you're going to feel good about it, you're going to enjoy it, and you'll keep doing it. Now, I know that we had, the 400 people that did that worked on that Saturday. I'm sure the decline is because people are working. Well, you're not working in the evening. You're not working at 6 or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Make the calls. Or on a lunch hour from your cell phone. Take some time out of the day to make these phone calls. Your country is counting on you. I'm counting on you. Freedom has to be won, right? We have to do something. And as I said on an earlier blog, I'm not asking you to risk your life. We're not going into battle. We're not marching up, a hill with a bayonet into cannon fire, making some phone calls. That's all we have to do. Talk to some Republican voters and tell the Peter Schiff story, mention my name, let them know that I am in this race, and they will support me. Anyway, that's it for today. Now, again, you'll notice this video finally is on just on the Shift for Senate YouTube page. Hopefully enough people watch it there, or I might have to put it up on the Shift Report page as well. But I'm trying to get traffic over to the Shift for Senate YouTube page, particularly when it's about the campaign. Anyway, that's it for today. Take care. And make sure and dial. I want to have good news to report tomorrow that we've had a pickup in the number of people making calls. Anyway, take care, everybody. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. For those of you who happen to be watching this video for the first time, if you want to help me with the phone banking, go to the Shift for Senate website, www.shiftforsenate.com. On the front page, there's a big picture of the Liberty Bell. You click on it. It takes you right to the phone banking. There's a YouTube tutorial. Watch it. It's self-explanatory. If you make the calls from your home phone using our 800 number, it's free, no long distance. The program will even dial the numbers for you. All you have to do is hold the phone and speak. That's it. It's real easy. If you don't have a landline, if you have a cell phone, it might not be free. It depends on your plan and what you pay for your minutes. You won't have a long distance because you're making an 800 number. Anyway, that's it. And one more thing, for people who say they don't have enough time in their day, a lot of times I run these videos. I do my video blogs, and a lot of times they take about 10 minutes. I've got an idea. If you're not making these phone calls, stop watching my video blogs. Whenever you see that I post a video blog, instead of listening to it for 10 minutes, just take those 10 minutes and make 10 phone calls. That could do a lot of good. And maybe, just maybe, while you're at it, you'll hang on for more than 10 minutes. But you got to think of things to cut back. And one thing I know you can do is cut back on watching my video blogs. Because I'd rather have you on the phone telling the Peter Schiff story than listening to me talk. Because you know my story. And it's not going to make a difference unless we get it out there. And the way that we get it out there is we pick up the phone and we tell the story. Anyway, take care. Oh, and there's one last thing I wanted to point out. The way the campaign pays for these calls is we pay per hour per caller. So whether you call for 5 minutes or 60, it costs the campaign the exact same amount of money. Now, it's not very expensive. It's a great value. But it's even a better value if you spend the entire hour calling, or close to an hour. Once you make that first phone call, once you spend that first minute, the next 59 are free. Not only are they free to you for making the calls, but they're free to the campaign. It doesn't cost the campaign anything. So if you really want to give us the most bang for the buck, if you really want to help this campaign make the biggest amount of difference given the limited resources that we have, call for an hour or 59 minutes, and then you will maximize the benefit of your efforts. Anyway, just want to leave you with those final words. This is the last time, I promise. Bye-bye.